Hi guys, in this video we're going to rebase this standard bearer.
Scruffy Crow. That is some nerdy shit right there, buddy. I like that.
I built this guy a little while back as part of a Warhammer army. He was going to be Archaon's sort of herald and second in command. But now I have round-based Archaon. I'm working on painting him. I'm going to want this guy on a round base as well. So we're going to leave a lot of this base intact. And we're going to go for a 40mm round base. Not sure exactly how to go about this. Start by peeling off. See, the model itself has come away from the cork quite easily. So I think we're going to put that whole old base aside and build a new one for him. So this would be similar to how I made the base for my dragon in previous videos. So we've got my IKEA cork tile. I'm going to sort of have a rough idea of how big it is. Now, the original base was so extreme because I knew that I'd be trying to rank him up. So I wanted actually him to be able to be on a base, in a multi-base, ranked up with other models stood side by side. So I needed him to have that height so the massive banner didn't get in the way. But that's going to be less of a concern, I think, this time. But he's still going to have to be fairly high up in order for the skull and the bottom of the banner all to work the way I built the model. So we're just going to use one piece of cork though, so it's slightly less higher than this one. Break all the edges up. Okay, so as you can see, the original base had a sort of upward slant, which helps with the way he's got his feet here. So I'm going to use the tip of this file. I'm going to start breaking into the cork here, not too far down, because we want it to be a fairly gradual. Look at that, pulling away. Now I could cut this with a knife, and that'd give me a nice smooth cut through it. That's not really what we want, because we're trying to emulate this little battle knoll that he's found himself. So already we're getting something we need. I'm going to hollow out a little bit more here to accommodate the top of his skull. So we've still got the pin in place on his leg. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to clean off some of that old cork and glue with the file, and even just work to bring the pin to a little point. I think it's going to help me push that into the new base. I think we'll get that glued in place. Putting a pretty generous amount of glue on here because the cork is pretty thirsty. I'm pretty happy with that. He's pretty sturdily on there. But I'm just going to let that glue set for a little while. So just going around the bottom of here and a little bit on the top with a bit of PVA. Wipe off this excess. Alright, and into the sand. Okay, so I've removed all the sand from anywhere I don't want it, and it's dried now. And I'm going to use this brush, sort of a slightly older knackered one, and we're going to get some Rhinox hide. Just going to thin that down a little bit in the lid there. So we're just going to slap this all over, and this will have the dual purpose of helping to seal this sand down, which is something the undercoat would normally do, and also is the base colour for how I've based the rest of my army. I'm also going to use this to cover any exposed metal that we had from breaking the old base off, trying not to get any paint on the model itself, but it's definitely going to require a few touch-ups here and there, so I'm not too worried if I get a little splash of brown, especially on the boots, because this boot I'm going to have to repaint top to bottom anyway, so that's fine. There we have it. There's his new base, all looking like one piece. So the Rhinox hide is now dry, and I'm going to sort of give a sort of medium dry brush of the of this Guncorpse Brown. Once again using my rough brush. We're covering about 80% of the base here. So we're going for an earth look rather than rocks, really. I think I'm fairly happy with that. Okay, so now I'm jumping in with a little bit of Menoth White base. And this is going to be more of a traditional dry brush. So I'm going to start with a little bit more paint on. Just grab any sort of highlights that I want. And then get most of the paint off. And just highlight this up. Now I always find this looks a little bit unnatural when I do it, but this is tried and tested, and when this dries it will look spot on. The base will get some sort of flock and vegetation, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the whole army when it's ready for the table. I'm going to go around and I'm going to do all the flocking and all the vegetation and bits and pieces all at once. I'll probably do a video on that. Now, apart from the plan from this army changing from square bases to round bases, the colour scheme has subtly changed as well. And one thing I'm going for is big flashes of bright red. So I think it's going to look particularly good on Archeon here. Okay, the cloak's been repainted and the boots have been repainted as well, using a graduating set of colours from Rhinox Hide through to XV88. And the final stage is just to go around the base with a bit of black. Excellent, so now he's ready to go and sit with his brother Crom and the rest of my finished Chaos Knights army. And that's it for this video. As ever, if you like what I did here, or even if you didn't, leave me a comment down below and maybe even throw a like on there. I aim to make 2 videos a week, so if you want to see more of this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.